Let's begin. The interconversion is usually done for carbohydrates in the body by enzymes, certain enzymes. But in the laboratory, it can be achieved by certain things. It's like, for example, simple oxidizing agents, simple reducing agents, and hydrolysis, and certain sequences. Just like we have seen for Kriya synthesis, where we used hydrogen cyanide for increasing the number of carbon atoms from 5 to 6, 6 to 7, or even 4 to 5. So likewise, in the rough degradation, we used the degradation method and reduced the carbon atoms from 6 to 5 and 5 to 4. So during this process, we also came across the conversion of, during this degradation, we also came across isomeric formation, because wherever there is a new carbon atom created that is asymmetric, you can get two possible isomers. Every carbon atom can have two possible isomers, and we used that formula 2 power n to subscribe that. Okay, so let me now share the screen of interconversion of glucose into fructose and see what it says about the. This is a method called as Lagrange-de method. Okay, here it is. I'm just sharing the screen. So here it is. Are you able to see? Screen. Yes. Ah, yes, here it is. Okay. So this is a method, but you are not going to remember this name. Van Ekenstein method, the transformation known as base or acid catalyst, which converts aldose into the ketose, and also vice versa. So with a tautomeric indiol. These are the three important points I'm going to do. The first one I'm going to tell is that if you have the C double bond group here, and this can be converted into the CS2OH and the C double bond O. Okay, so this is glucose, and this is glucose, and this one is fructose. This is aldehydic in nature, and this is ketonic in nature. Ketonic in nature. So this conversion is the first one. Now the second one is the reverse of the same thing. Okay, you'll have CS2OH and C double bond O. Then the rest is converted into C double bond O, H, and glucose. So this is fructose, and this is glucose. Okay, so this is a ketone, and this is an aldehyde. These two we call as interconversion. Interconversion of aldehydes into glucose, aldose sugars into ketone sugars, or ketone sugars into the aldose sugars. Okay, the other thing that is going to attract your attention is the third point here, that is the automatic indiol. So that is connected with this particular part. Suppose if you have, let me take this C double bond O and H here. Now, while you are converting it, you will get a OH and H part. Okay. This OH and H part will have an asymmetric carbon atom at the center. Asymmetric carbon at the center. Therefore, you are going to get two isomers, one in which you have hydrogen on the OH on the right side, and the one OH on the left side. This is right and this is left. Now these two are the isomers. These two are isomers. These isomers are also called as the epimers. Epimers. Okay. Now just let me see. let us see the reaction, how it is converted into, how you can convert one form into the other form. In the we have seen that it is a kind of process in our previous things. But here I am going to write the. Are you able to see the screen? Sorry, it is something. Okay. Now let us see. Now let me draw the first thing. So C double bond O H. Okay. This is here. You'll have C H O H, and then I'm going to have CHOH 3 times, and then CH2 OH. This one being glucose. Okay. So I'll number the carbon atoms also. 1, 3, 4, 5, because you have 3 here. And this one is the 6th carbon atom. Okay. So when you have this numbering, it becomes easier for you to analyze that. Okay. So this is treated with C6H5 NH and H2. So when you treat it, this is phenylhydrazine. This is phenylhydrazine. So follow carefully. What is happening is this HC double bond, the water that is there, it goes into this H2. Okay. So you get N dot NH C6H5. I'll tell you the reaction mechanisms. The second part will also have an associated semicarbose, that is the associated phenylhydrazine. Okay, N NH C6H5, right? And then you have CHOH 3 times, and then you have CH2. Right? So this we have been calling it as osazone. Osazone. So this is very important. You have to remember this every time you come across this. The osazone reaction is the formation of the C6H5NH group after when you react with 3 molecules of 3 or 2 molecules of C6H5NH2. Then this reaction is further followed by a kind of hydrolysis, H2O or H plus. So you get CHO, then CHOH 3 times, and then CH2. So this is a simple hydrolysis reaction in which you lose the C6H5NH groups, and after this, when you treat it with zinc in acetic acid, CH3COOH, you get CH2OH, C double bond O, CHOH 3 times, and then CH2. So I think you know this one is fructose. This one is fructose. So you started from glucose and converted it into fructose, right? This is glucose converted into fructose. Aldose converted into ketose. What is the mechanism there? Here you have this OH and this O getting into the reaction, and then you get to this hydrogen and this water molecule will go and they form the osazole. The osazole is a very crystalline compound itself because you have double bonded C double bond N, and the pure crystalline form is one of the tests to identify the formation of, that is the glucose presentation. So you have two C double bonded compounds. The rest of the three do not react. It's probably due to the epimeric nature of the second carbon atom that they react. These do not react with these things and these things, right? So simple hydrolysis means this will go up, and you will have, in that particular place you will have O. In this particular place you will have O. Okay, this O and this O or this one. Okay, so then you use zinc in acetic acid. It's a selective reduction. Therefore, you get a CH2OH. This CO remains as it is. Okay, so that is why we call this as a selective reduction. Okay, I'm going to give you the mechanism of this just by, here it is. This one. You can see what is happening there. This is CHO. This is CHO. And this is CHOH. Now this R is equal to CHOH 3 times and CH2OH. So combined they have given R. And in my case, I often write like this flower bracket. That means something is continued there. Or continue other thing. Okay. So this is what is happening. The double bonded O is moving with the removal of H plus ion. So you get R is there, this particular carbon atom. Okay. So this hydrogen goes off, and this you get a double bond there. The double bond by this. Okay. So you'll have OH there, and then again it goes there, and then this attacks there. So what is happening ultimately is these are all in the equilibrium reactions, and you have this H is going there, so you get OH. You get RO minus. You can just see ROH is becoming RO. That is COH is becoming C double bond O. That is, this is an alcoholic group and this is a ketonic group. Okay, alcoholic group means it is a kind of aldehyde group. This is an aldehyde group. This is a ketone. And then in the presence of H plus, it gives you the CHOH and the ketomeric form. Okay, so you started with the first carbon atom being aldehyde, and you ended with the first carbon atom as HOH, whereas the second carbon atom is ketone. Here second carbon atom is CHOH. Here first carbon atom is CHOH and you get the ketone. So aldehyde converted into ketone is conversion of aldose into ketones. How is it done? It is done by treatment of the glucose with the phenylhydrazine. First step. The second step, you hydrolyze it. Second step, you hydrolyze it. and you get a keto group. The third step, you selectively reduce it with zinc and acetic acid. So glucose is converted into the fructose. Okay. So this is a very good example of conversion of glucose into fructose. And you can see that the osazone is formed by both glucose as well as fructose. As long as you have keto group or acetyl group, osazone is formed. Okay, that is the first reaction we see. The second part of the reaction, we can convert the. I think I'll have another picture to show you what has happened there. Here it is. Copy this one. Just paste here. It's a picture, very good picture. I'm showing you what is happening there. You see this? So here it is. This thing is C6H5 NH2. Again, the first equation the other. This is also the same C6H5 NH2. It is expanded and written, and then just right and just here it is. Just this. This is a second step. The first step is like this. So you have glucose there. Okay. This is what we have seen. Phenyl hydrazine, NH, NH2, phenyl hydrazine. So how it reacts? This carbon atom and this carbon atom, they both are converted into aromatic derivatives, and you're calling it as the glucosazole. This is followed by, I think they are using 3 molecules, and then you are getting aniline plus ammonia plus some amount of water. Then this is the same reaction with fructose as well. You use 3 molecules of this, and you get a glucosazone and fructosazone. Both are having general name as osazone. The formation of osazone is a confirmation that there is a C double bond O group there. So we have CH next to that. Now this conversion is what I have put here. Glucosazone and then followed by water and hydrolysis. It gives glucosone. You will have a CHO group here. And this is reduced by sodium borohydride. Remember, in our case, we also used zinc in acetic acid, CH3COH, zinc in acetic acid. Therefore, it is to convert CHO into CH2OH. The CHOH, CH2OH that is the conversion of CH2OH, CHO into CH2OH. So, first slide, you have glucose, and it is converted into fructose. Okay, conversion of aldose to ketose, that is all. The next reaction I am going to show you is the conversion of the reverse thing, ketose into the isomeric thing. So I'll just put another slide there to show you another picture there. To show you how it actually is reconversion. So what is it? Here in the first case, we converted glucose into fructose. In the second case, this is the second case. We are converting fructose into glucose. Okay. So what is the reagent? First reagent is hydrogen and nickel, and you get a hexahydric alcohol. Remember, this reaction we have used in our previous configuration of glucose establishment, and we got hexahydric alcohol also. So this is oxidized in the presence of H2O2 and Fe3 plus to selectively convert this particular CS2OH into CH2. Okay. So what you are doing here, this CO is also getting converted into second carbon atom CO is converted into CHOH. Okay. The first carbon atom is converted into this is our second reagent, is converted into CH2. So based on the reduction of ketohexose, C2, this one, C2 becomes asymmetric. Asymmetric. What is meant by asymmetric? So this is the carbon atom 2. Asymmetric means, you can have 4 different groups attached to it. This is a new creation. இங்கே asymmetric கிடையாது. ஏன்னா இங்கே 1 bond இருக்கு, second bond இருக்கு, ஒரு double bond இருக்கு. இது வந்து asymmetric கிடையாது. This is not asymmetric. பட் என்ன ஆகுது, இங்க நீங்க H2 எண்ணெய் போட்டீங்கன்னா ஒரு CHOH உண்டாகுது. CHOH உண்டாகும்போது OH ரைட்ல வரலாம், OH லெஃப்ட்ல வரலாம். ரைட் ரைட்ல வரும்போது உங்களுக்கு ப்ராடக்ட் பேர் வந்து டி குளுக்கோஸ், லெஃப்ட்ல வரும்போது உங்களுக்கு ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து டி மேனோஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ CHO COH H and then CHOH 3 times and then CH2OH. So this is glucose. Okay. Their product CHO COH left வந்துருக்கு, CHOH 3 times, then you get CS2. So this is mannose. Question எப்படி கேட்கலாம்? How will you convert glucose to mannose? Right? Question. Answer is you will use glucose, react it with hydrogen and nickel. This is reduction, and you will get a hexahydric alcohol, and then you will oxidize the same using H2O2, and then you will get epimers. Okay, epimers. So one epimer is glucose, the other epimer is mannose. This is the second question. And the first question, how will you convert glucose to fructose? Second question. இதுக்கு ஆன்சர் எப்படி போச்சு? குளுக்கோஸ் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, ஃபீனைல் ஹைட்ரஜன் ஆட் பண்ணோம், you will get osazone. Okay, osazone போட்ட பிறகு என்ன பண்ணீங்க? Here it is, this one. You are using hydrolysis. Followed by reduction. Reductionல வந்து நாங்க யூஸ் பண்ணது zinc acetic acid. Okay, இந்த வேற reagent வந்து ஒரு reagent இது, second reagent வந்து NaBH4 யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம். Okay. So this is the conversion of the first one. This is the first one. This is the second one. So this is pertaining to our initial objective. What was our objective? First one is aldose to ketose. Second one is ketose to aldose. And the third one I'm going to show you is the tautomer diol. So that is not in your syllabus, but anyway, I'm just telling you what is tautomer diol. Just a minute. Just a picture of that. Okay, it is an epimer conversion. Okay, aldose to epimer. Here it is. Can you see this? Conversion of an aldose to its epimer. This process is epimerization, and that is what the third point is meant there. Okay, so what is happening there? I'll just say you are using glucose and you're using mild oxidizing agent, and you're getting aldonic acid. This aldonic acid has converted CHO into COOH. CHO into COOH. Then you're using pyridine. So this is the process of the conversion. Okay, what has been happened when you use pyridine? You can see that the OH that is on the right side is now on the left side. Okay, so this is an aldonic acid. Suppose if this is D-aldonic acid, this will be L-aldonic acid. That is why you call it as the epimeric aldonic acid. And then this aldonic acid, when you treat it with water and heat it, it forms a lactone. Lactone எப்படி form ஆகுது? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Fifth carbon atom ko first carbon atom ko link ஆகுது. Right? I think we remember 1,5 linkage. I shown you 1,5 linkage. So first carbon atom, இது ஒரு OH போயிடுது, இது ஒரு H போயிடுது, minus H2O. போயிடுச்சுன்னா உங்களுக்கு இந்த CHO, இது ஒரு bond. So it is a lactone. And then you reduce sodium mercury in the presence of that. So you get the mannose. Okay. So glucose is converted into mannose. Okay. So I think we have concluded this epimerization and this conversion of aldose to ketose, ketose to aldose, and then glucose to ketose to glucose and ketose to mannose. Ketose to glucose is general. Ketose to mannose is an epimeric conversion. So time's running out, so I'm just stopping this. If you have any doubts, you can please contact me. I think I can summarize. This is very important. You remember the reagents that you put all the 3 reagents there, and that is every reaction. Write down as per the video that is there. You take a separate notebook and write down. Then it becomes very easier for you to remember.